Hello and welcome to another episode of In Conversation. My name is Bongani, and today we're going to be talking about UJ PEETS. And joining me to talk more about this on the air quality and environment perspective, we're joined by the program manager, Boitemogelo Kwakwa.
Good morning, Bongani. Thank you so much. How are you?
Well, thank you for gracing me. I've been dying to have you in studio, actually. I think your portfolio kind of intrigued me. Air quality and environment, the air quality part, of course. We're going to get into that, but how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm great. Fantastic. So let's delve into it. What is your portfolio, air quality and environment?
Yes, it's evolved a little bit. Initially, it was just air quality, but because of my academic background in waste management, I'm a little bit more on the environment side altogether. So what we do is comprised of testing inside the labs, on site. We help with prototyping in terms of any new green technologies that people might have in the air quality space. And we test them as well, and we help them optimize their products. So it's a very broad space of work that we do. We also do trainings on air quality awareness, and once we've collected data for a certain client or the community, we're able to share that data with them and explain to them what it means and then what they need to do after that with all that information.
Yeah, because it's not far from what I thought. Because when I heard it, I was like, air quality. Do they monitor the air that it's in good quality? Something
Basically.
Like basically, right?
Yeah, bottom line. That's
Bullseye. At least. So you touched on your academic background that it has evolved. It actually kind of like your portfolio evolved because of your background and influence. What is your academic background? What did you study? And did you always see yourself where you are today?
Okay, it's a long story, so hold on. My undergraduate degree, I actually started off with civil engineering, but I changed my mind halfway and went into science. In science, I did geology and environmental management, and thereafter, honors and masters was both waste management topic based. So that's where I come from. And in the air quality space, it was just my first job. I got an internship at a company who did air quality, and I thought, well, we're here now. So but it's been great. It's been really great.
Yeah.
Even seeing that my academic background and my new work information can merge in some areas, it's been quite interesting.
On that, it being merging, why is it important for people to know more about air quality and environment, like them taking care of the environment, whether the air, the contributing factors and the importance of people to know or learn more about it?
I mean, we live in the natural environment, and we need to take care of it so it can take care of us. And I mean, if we are industrializing and urbanizing as quickly as we are, we need to be as quick with our maintenance and protection and conservation of the environment as well. So I think it's really important that people are aware of the impact that something as small as driving your car can have, something as small as having a braai outside can have. And once you're aware of things like that, then you can walk into the process of correcting some of your actions, becoming more environmentally friendly as a person.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, you touched on the most important things. Yeah, our Springbok team is number one, and the prize is coming right next to us. And you're cautioning us on that. But it's important to learn so that, as you said, we take care of the environment so that it takes care of us. I just want to find out, are there the innovative approaches to air quality management that you guys have, particularly at PEETS?
I think innovation is relative. I do know that we are one of the very few stove testing laboratories in South Africa. I think we might have 4 in the continent, if not 5. So at PEETS, we've got a lab that does stove testing, and those stoves are normally green stoves. That's what we call them, because they use biomass fuels. So we used to be the UJ CETA Center based on Bunting campus, but when PEETS adopted the lab, then that's where we work and that's what we do. And I'm not sure if there's more that I can add to that question.
Yeah.
I might have kind of...
Wait, the stove, is it the actual stove? Cooking stove?
It's a portable one.
Portable one, okay.
So in your kitchen, you have that whole oven and the plates going
Yes.
on, but you do get people who have created, in South Africa, what do we call it? Imbaula.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So you get that in a more fancy version. Yeah. Constructed in a way that allows for better airflow, better, less smoke, etc., etc. So we work with that a lot.
Interesting. Is it available in the market? People can purchase or no?
Yeah, the stoves are out there.
Really?
And we're one of the people who test them. So that's some of the primary work that we do.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Awesome. Next question then would be, how does your division contribute to addressing energy poverty through development and testing of safety and efficient domestic energy solutions, particularly in rural areas? I'm sure you guys do community work even beyond the urban city.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
And I think it takes me back to the stove testing again, is that the whole point of these stoves is for energy access in rural areas. People don't have access to electricity, so they can't have the big ovens with the plates in their houses. So what we contribute to that is with the testing and analysis of the stove itself as well, just apart from the fumes and what's coming out of it when you're cooking. Is the stove something that is safe for use? Is it durable? Is it something that people can have inside the house? How big is it? How heavy is it? How much fuel does it use? How long can it run? So all of those aspects we're able to look into and to advise the manufacturer as well as the consumers if they have any input on just how to improve their stove, how to improve the air quality issues that might arise from the use of their stove.
Still sticking to the rural areas, the utilization of rural biomass energy, which can be used as sustainable energy source. Firstly, what is rural biomass energy? What is? Take me through that, please.
I don't know if biomass energy is rural specific, but biomass energy is essentially any kind of fuel source that is made of natural pieces. So something like your, you get briquettes that are made of wood pieces, right? So someone would take a table, break it all apart, and then make it into briquettes. You get something that can be paper briquettes. That's one of the projects actually that we did last year, where we recycled your egg carton papers with your shredded office paper, regular stuff. You make balls out of them and you've got fuel. So there's a lot of reuse that happens and repurposing of your random daily things that you might not want to use. I mean, don't go burning plastic, obviously. But there are some of these things where instead of throwing it away or doing something else with it, you could make fuel of it, and that becomes a biofuel.
That then it becomes sustainable energy source?
It's much better because what happens is you are not buying the fuel as is for use and finishing it. You have recovered it from a previous purpose.
How then does UJ PEETS support its utilization through research and innovation?
So when we conduct things like our technology audits, we delve into the market that exists. What is it that you are doing that you're presenting for us to help you with versus what's outside, and how can you improve your product to reach the market level of innovation? And so that's how we jump into that little gap to say, we've got researchers on campus, we have engineers in our team, so we put all of that together to kind of help people improve that innovation.
Going back into your academic background, of course you hold a master's. So I want to find out your topic. Is it also aligning to air quality and environment?
Funny enough, no.
Okay.
Not at all.
But you have the research skills now. That's the big thing.
My topics are mainly around waste management. So I've done waste management at university reses, actually. How were students handling their waste? And for my master's, I did waste management in the COVID-19 environment. So now we've got face masks and gloves and all of those things coming out. How are people getting rid of them? How are they reusing, recycling them? And now, I mean, that doesn't really match up with the air quality side of things, but it definitely gives the waste management.
The waste management part. Is there some sort of a relationship between waste management and air quality? Or are they like two worlds apart? Or there's something that maybe there's a common denominator in the two?
They're 100% linked because when you look at something like the landfill setup, if you have waste that's sitting in a pile, especially organic waste, right, it's going to rot due to lack of better words. And when that happens, there are gases that come out of the food, even solid waste, actually. When it starts decomposing, your plastic releases gases. And so that goes into the air. And then I come about and I say, hey, you're polluting the air with all this junk that you've got in a pile over there. So it's definitely a two-in-one.
And since you've been in air quality and environment, what are some the projects? Of course, you've mentioned some that you've done. What are others that maybe you guys are doing currently, and how are they benefiting the community, consumers, and companies or industries out there?
Oh, my portfolio is so wide, actually.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a green transport element as well, right? So UJ has e-buses, and that's something that PEETS was a part of at some point. There's also some work with Metrobus in terms of converting some of their ICE vehicles to e-vehicles. We work with organizations like the ICCT to, at the moment, we're doing a project for policy development that will contribute to South Africa, actually. What else are we doing? We do a lot. We work with a lot of researchers in the university, a lot of students as well, engineering department, geography department, environmental and public health department. And so it's a very wide spec. I mean, PEETS works with individuals, students, SMMEs, industry, and government. So it's everyone, everywhere, all the time.
Interesting. Like, you had me smiling when you spoke about the electric bus. I'm like, that's cool, you know. And when that was introduced, everyone was like, of course, we being the first and all that, you're like innovators and leading in the space. Wow. So given that, of course, the pressure now piles up. If you are leading in such spaces, how does the future then become? How do you envisage the future of air quality research specifically?
I think there's a lot of room for research to be done. There isn't much data, you know, even when we're looking into some of the projects that we have, the data isn't very easily accessible because it's not actually there. So I think there's a lot of research that needs to be done, and the dissemination of this data needs to be a lot better as well. What PEETS often tries to do is take UJ and research content out. So that's why we do community work to go and teach. That's why we do work with government and industry to go and advise and try to say, look, we've done this project, we have this data, can you do something about how bad the air quality is? Can we develop, you know, we have an idea for a mechanism that can filter the air. Maybe if I can just go back to that project question.
Yes.
There's an interesting one where we want to plant a plant called spec boom. It helps spec boom. It helps with carbon absorption. So we want to put that out in some communities in Joburg and see what the impact thereof is. So it's that's just something I came to.
How do then? I'm also hearing like that relationship between the policymakers, the community, and you guys as the research. I know you're dealing with a lot of stakeholders, and it's never easy going about it. I just want to find out how you guys have been, like, trying to get it together, that triangle, you know. We influence policymakers, we also engage with community members, their problems, and try to find solutions for that.
It's definitely a very touch and go kind of experimental thing all the time. You know, working on projects, you need to know how to work with people. So the relationships that we have, there's this phrase that we like to say is that your network is your net worth. And that's very helpful because I think our station manager, actually, Nikki, she's so well connected in all these different spheres of environments, governments, research, and community. So we benefit from that a lot. And even internally, we all have our own networks. I come from private sector, you come from government, you come from this kind of background. So working together, I think, kind of enables us to keep all of those relationships alive and to know who to send to speak to who because they know each other.
Yeah.
So it helps.
I also think my network just bumped the worth. Yeah. Now since I know you, now my worth is just a little bit, you know.
Oh, you're
they should
welcome.
talk to me nicely.
Yeah, they must come correct.
Actually, yeah, I now know air quality and environment. But you can tell me. In heading towards the end of our interview, two things. One is going to be a message to the people. I'm trying to make it a word of the day type of thing. It's a Monday motivation type of MM, you know, with my Mube surname there. But it's okay. I just want to find out key collaborations that maybe you guys have, and of course, internally and externally. You did mention the department, and maybe externally working with the city. What are you guys doing there?
Yeah, no, 100%. We work with the city of Joburg often. I mean, just because of where we are. But we also do have relationships with City of Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, and the Gauteng government in general, as well as some national departments. UJ, we have access to everyone, so that's easy.
Been us, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you're helping us do that more, so thanks. Yeah, I think the network is very, very broad, and the projects are so many. I couldn't get through the list if I tried.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's definitely there, and we want to have a bigger outreach across the country. That would be awesome. And if we can go across the continent, that would be even better.
Wow.
Yeah.
You all aspire to go abroad, yeah, like literally continental.
I mean, to make an impact, you need to spread your webs there.
Indeed, definitely.
Yeah.
Now we get to the Monday motivation. What is your word to a person who's watching us in terms of them learning more? What is your Monday motivation to them?
Okay. Asking me to be creative. Okay. I think what I've got for Monday motivation is the importance of the environment needs to be understood. So do your best to understand what air is, what water is, what flora, fauna, all of these environmental words are, and what they will mean to you and how you'll benefit from them. I think from that, you can gain how you can respect them and give back to them as well. Thanks.
Giving. I love the giving back part, yeah. I'm still caught by that line that you gave me. Take care of the environment so that it takes care of you. So it's giving back, it's tit for tat.
It really is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we use up everything and we pollute everything, we're going to be left with no air to breathe, no water to drink.
Literally. Then we're gone.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Literally. This has been informative.
Thank you for inviting me and for having me.
Well, there you have it, dear viewers. We were joined by the program manager of Air Quality and Environment, Boitemogelo Kwakwa. And my name is Bongani. See you on the next episode.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.